Good morning, children. Today we are here to discuss Unit 5 Sound of 8th class. Within this particular chapter, now we are going to discuss about normal sound consisting of different frequencies and amplitudes. Already we have seen what is frequency. Number of cycles produced per second is called as nothing but what? Frequency. What is called as amplitude? The maximum displacement of a wave is called as amplitude. As amplitude increases, the number of vibrations produced by a body increases, by which sound can be get produced. We have seen in previous class within characteristics as well as lab activity 1 and lab activity 2. Loudness, feebleness as well as pitch of the sound or shrillness of the sound we have seen clearly based upon the activities also we have completed. Now coming to what normal sound consisting of which consisting of different frequencies and different amplitudes. The sound what else we are communicating now is nothing but what normal sound having 60 decibel there, by which we can measure it up. The loudness of the sound is what? 60 decibel. When we are communicating that particular voice has different frequencies, different amplitudes, due to which we can easily communicate with one another. Therefore, normal sound is nothing but what? Which is a mixture of mixed frequencies as well as amplitudes, by which different sounds can be produced. Example, when teacher is not there in the class, all the children sitting in the class, what they will do? They will discuss with one another. They will communicate with one another. Either they will discuss the topic or general issues, what is happening in society, or else about any other game or about any other movie. They will discuss it up. As they are communicating one another, what happens? The variation in frequency and amplitude takes place. The variation in frequency and amplitude takes place. Some children will have a louder voice, but whereas some children will have a feeble voice. They will be communicating with feeble sound. Some children will be communicating with a louder sound there. So that is one example I would like to give it up of normal sounds producing there. One more example is what early in the morning as we get up from the bed, if we are in villages, nearby villages, we'll see all the birds are humming there itself. They used to communicate, the birds as well as animals also make certain sounds. By that particular sounds, they can communicate one another. And normal sound, what does they are producing it up? That would be given at the point here. And next point is what? The variation in pitch and amplitude of the sound. The variation in pitch and amplitude of the sound will give us to speech, and which helps us to communicate with one another. As we are communicating with one another, the variation in pitch as well as amplitude plays a vital role by which we can communicate with one another. Right? If the variation is not existing, communication cannot have a proper, and it cannot be having a proper meaning there itself. There will be existing of variation in the communication. There variation in pitch as well as amplitude as well as frequency. Also, we can give it up. Coming to what in early days, the primitive man, as he is at the time that doesn't have any voice there itself, they used to communicate by means of signs as well, by means of sign as well as words with pictures. They used to communicate. As the days goes on, as evolution process takes place, radical changes have been taken place within the nature of humans. what happened there? They started communicating. They started communicating by the sounds, by producing some quantity of sounds there itself. So to produce sound, there will be helping of some organs in our body which helps us to produce sound. There are some examples here given as what? Vocal cords are the best one there itself. Vocal cords will help us to communicate. The lips, what else are existing to us, they will be help us to communicate. As well as teeth, as well as tongues. Tongue existing in our world, which are in our mouth, helps us to communicate. Nose as well as throat also helps us to communicate there itself. The vocal cords will play a vital role. We have seen difference in vocal cord there itself. In men, vocal cord variation will be existing of 20 millimeter. When it comes to women, 5 millimeter less. When it comes to a child, much more smaller than that of women as well as than that of the man. So that the voice of man will be a little bit bass and flat. Woman voice will be little bit shrillness, but when it comes to the child, he had much more pitch, high frequency. They can be produced depending upon the length of the vocal cord, as well as the lips. As the lips are opening up as well as closing up is also playing a vital role in producing sound. The teeth as well as the tongue is moving in our mouth. As it is moving in our mouth ups and down, due to that reason also what happened there? Sound can be produced including the nose as well as the throat also helps us to communicate. These are the organs which helps us to communicate with one another. That is the thing we can give it up there. And one more thing is what? If you go for English alphabets or Telugu alphabets or any alphabet, Arabic alphabets or any other alphabets, each and every alphabet has certain pronunciation. Certain pronunciation will be get phonetical language will be get existing for each and every language. For each and every word. If you learn, we had separate topic regarding phonetics. If you learn those phonetics, each and every word has certain frequency and certain amplitude. In what way we have to pronounce? Group of alphabets together is called as nothing but what? A word. In the same way, to produce a word, to speak a word, a lot of variation in frequency and amplitude takes place. Why? Means each and every alphabet has its own frequency and its own amplitude to be get pronounced. If you learn a topic called as phonetics, we can clearly understand that how a word plays, how a letter plays an important role there, how an alphabet plays an important role within that one. So that if you know that particular phonetical language, easily how to pronounce the word. These all organs helps us to pronounce it properly. So that if you have habituated of that particular word, phonetical language, easily you can speak, you can communicate with people in different ways. Such as what we can give it up, and we can express our voice in different ways with emotions. If there is an emotion in our body, if suddenly someone expired, when we are communicating with some other person, obviously the sound itself will be modulated in such a way that we'll get a sadness and tears will be falling from our eyes. Our words makes them to fall more number of tears from their eyes. Happiness is there, for example, a lot of joy. The voice will be with the variation in voice as well as frequency also will be varied. That voice itself expresses clearly that he is in full of joy. Simultaneously, frustration. You have seen so many movies. Nowadays, when movie came, you have to movie. Within that, find frustration as well as some XYZ, they have kept it up. That's not the name. Frustration, if it is there, our mood is full of frustration. If anybody comes to us, the words, what we are communicating, make them to move away from us. Why? They will think that he is in little bit of anger. He had a little bit of anger. He frustrated due to some work. So, these all things can be done by the organs. What else we are using it? to produce sound. So the normal sound, what else we are producing will is a mix. It is nothing but what? It is consisting of mixed frequencies as well as amplitude. And variation in vibration also we can give it. This voice can be, the normal sound can be expressed in two ways. We can give it a first one is what? Noise, other one is what? Music. In two different ways we can do it. First one coming to noise. What is called as a noise? When the sound is producing non-periodic, in a systematical way the sound is not producing, irregularly the sound is producing. In a systematic manner, in non-periodic motion, if the sound is producing, we call that particular sound has nothing but what? Noise. Similarly, coming to what? Simultaneously, if you come for music there itself, however the sound is produced in periodic way, in a sequential way, the voice, what else we are, the modulation of our voice, with the help of these all organs. If you are modulating the proper in a periodic way, the variation in frequency as well as amplitude. If we are doing it in a periodic way, if the variations happen, that can be much more pleasant to us to hear. That is nothing but it is more as a music. Next, coming to what? Noise. Can we hear the noise? If teacher is not there in the class, how you will be in the class? If no principal sir is there, no one is watching us, the class itself is made of, it will be of hell of noise, it will be like a hell only. All the teachers that are taking beside us classes, they will get frustrated of your voice there. Hell of hangama will be there. Unpleasant to hear. Best example is traffic. If you are in traffic, near RTC crossroad in Hyderabad, how you will feel? Can you feel pleasant to hear all things? Unpleasant sound. Everybody will be keeping their hands on horns. And always they will pressing a horn there so that by that it may irritate us also. Unpleasant sounds will be there. A best example you can give it. Coming to an unpleasant effect to our ears. What does this happening? We call it as nothing but what? No. Summarize. And music means what? A pleasant effect will be falling upon our ear. AR music, classical music if you are hearing it. A person, an artist or musician who is playing guitar, he is playing sitar with a periodic motion. Periodically there will be variation in amplitude as well as frequency. If you listen to that particular music, it will be much more pleasant effect will be helped us and makes us to, our ear will be much more thirsty to listen to the voice. How nice, how pleasant the music is. Coming to noise, one more third point is what? Irregular waveforms, means what in a zigzag way. Not in a proper way, not in a proper modulation there itself. Irregularly the modulation, increasing of amplitude, decreasing of amplitude, increasing of variation in amplitudes in different ways, zigzag way. Means what? Irregularly the waveforms will be taken place, not in a proper, how that particular wave may be, in this particular way, irregularly the wave can be get formed. Whereas in music, regularly the wave with what frequency it is moving it up, with a regular movement of the wave can be taken place there with variation regularly with a constant amplitude as well as constant frequency. So that the wave, what else it will form, it will be much more regular. The waveforms will be taken place. That would be called it as nothing but what? Music. Examples, you come for examples of noise. Factories as well as industries. If you go into the factory, all the machinery work will be done there itself. A preparing of vehicles there itself. If you go and see that particular place, it will be like a fish market, like a market with a lot of noise will be existing. All different machinery will be working, will be in work, which is unpleasant to hear. In market, if you go to the market, there is a Mozambique market in Hyderabad. If you go there, Mozambique market during market times, it will be very much horrible for us to be there. Everybody will be talking with one another without thinking about anyone else. That would be one more about anyone else who is beside them. That would be one more example. As well as traffic, within the traffic also, if vehicles, if everybody is blowing horn continuously, it will also gives a little bit noise there. So these are few examples we can give for what noise. Coming to music, what would be the music? Sound produced by a musician, applying guitar, as well as sitar, or else mudangam, tabla, flute, etc. So on. An artist, a musician singing a song with a good, by following good stress and intonation there itself, which helps us much more pleasant to hear that particular song. That is nothing but what it is called as music. So children, by this we have completed how a normal sound can be existing. We have discussed about that one. And two types, that is noise as well as music, within this particular concept we have studied. Thank you for watching, children.